Hey everybody, it's Tim here. It's a new day. It's beautiful outside today, actually, here in sunny Ohio. But I just wanted to talk to you about the second stimulus. Um, I think it's kind of universally agreed that there is going to be another stimulus. The coronavirus has kind of wreaked havoc in many ways on much of our economy, but certainly certain sectors. Um, Things like the cruise ship industry and the airlines and a lot of small businesses, restaurants and clubs and places where movie theaters, places where people would normally gather, that for several months it's not really been possible for them to operate at full capacity or even to operate at all. And so there is this thought that so it's a lot of people are unemployed in our country right now. We have the $600 extra pandemic unemployment assistance. We have the PPP, we have the EIDL, several different programs from the first stimulus, but it has become pretty clear that maybe another, or at least everyone agrees, I should say, that another is needed. At least in our government, everybody agrees, I should say. What's on the table? Well, the one thing that I think that everybody agrees should happen is another stimulus payment, direct stimulus payment to Americans. So, the first time around, we all, or at least everyone who was not a dependent and had filed taxes recently, would get $1,200. It's looking like, as at the time I'm filming this video, Congress has just come back into session from the Independence Day break, and so they just came back today, and so they're just kind of in very early talks, but from what the senators and representatives and as well as the White House have indicated there is going to be another stimulus. There will almost certainly be some sort of direct payments to Americans. We don't know how much. I've heard I've heard things across the board from teensy tiny little payments, one-time payments to another $1,200 to a $2,000 one-time payment to $2,000 a month for the next 6 months or until the coronavirus is over. Just all kinds of stuff I've heard about that, and so I don't know what's going to happen. No, I don't think anybody does on that front. One of the other things that is going to probably have to be addressed, and more than likely this will have to be addressed within the next week because it's going to run out, is the pandemic unemployment assistance. So folks who are unemployed, including freelancers, are currently getting their state unemployment as well as an extra $600 per week. A lot of people agree that the $600 per week in many states is way too much. They're making more than they would if they were working, so there's no incentive for them to go back to work, once they're able. That $600 was calculated, I believe, based on the national average wage. Average, I should say, weekly wage. So you have people who normally make minimum wage or, somewhere around there that are making much, much more now than they used to. And so, there's a lot of debate on how that's going to be addressed. Should it be tied to, say the state average? Should it be tied to, should it be, tied to what you normally make? You can't make maybe more than what you normally make. Should it just be a lower amount, say an extra $400 per week or an extra just, $1,000 per month or something like that? That's what's kind of being debated right now. And I don't know what's going to happen there. If they may just let it expire and it just be normal unemployment. I don't know. there's just so much debate on that one. I hope it doesn't hold up the stimulus, because the thing is that if this expires, like, there's going to be nothing else. Like, it'll throw, I think, the economy into pandemonium if you know, when you have millions of people making $600 a week, so 6, 12, 18, $2,400 extra per month, and then all of a sudden it just stops, like, you know, when there are really not many jobs available, you know, that's not going to be a good thing. But at the same time, you know, people do need to work. You know, you can't be relying on the dole for you know, all of your needs. That's not cool, and not in a capitalist society anyway. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. There's also, you know, some questions about, you know, there are remaining PPP funds for businesses. You know, what's going to happen to those? Should businesses be able to take out another PPP loan? Somebody, I believe it is Secretary of the Treasury, Steven Mnuchin. I might be wrong about this, but I think he mentioned that, you know, maybe, you know, businesses might be able to take out another loan that will fund their operating expenses for 6 months versus the you know, period of weeks that, you know, was kind of the previous you know, deal that would be totally forgiven. What else? Let's see. A lot of the Republicans would like to see a payroll tax cut or possibly a payroll tax holiday for at least a period of time, maybe 6 months, you know, where businesses do not have to pay payroll taxes. You know, I guess the thought is that you know, it's kind of like that trickle down economic theory where, you know, people will benefit from the businesses doing better. So, I mean, there's lots and lots, and there's lots and lots of other things. You know, how much aid should states and local governments receive? How much should go toward things like, you know, coronavirus testing and you know, toward hospitals and medical care, and you know, that, I mean, there's just tons and tons of just, you know, stuff that's got to be considered. And you know, they basically have 1 week to get this done before this pandemic unemployment assistance runs out. So if they are going to take that seriously and not just let it run out, and you know, they're going to make some kind of changes to it, which I really do think they will, that's all got to be done in a week, you know, or possibly just they pass a stopgap kind of bill to get them to a point where they can debate a little more on what's going to go into the stimulus. But it'll be very interesting to see what happens. With that, I think that's all I have to say, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. All right, so our fried chicken is finished. I just pulled it out of the deep fryer a few minutes ago. Well, the second batch, I should say. And I'm about ready to give it a try. But before I do, I just wanted to mention, I forgot in the last part of the video, that you need to leave it in the deep fryer at 375 for about 15 minutes. If you want to be really safe, you can use a meat thermometer, and you want to reach an internal temperature of 175. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. But all right, let's try a piece. Oh. The skin has a wonderfully strong flavor. You can taste the garlic and the onion powder so much. Not overpowering, just enough. Excellent. All right, that's it for this episode. If you have any questions, comments, or anything at all, just leave it down at the bottom. And until next time, enjoy. Goodbye.